What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we start our Europa League journey by taking on Dundee United in the group stage, and then we'll be traveling to Merseyside to take on the team that not only turned down the opportunity to hire me as their manager, but then proceeded to beat me in my first game at Chelsea in this fixture from last season. We went away to Liverpool, and we kind of got smashed. I want a little bit of revenge this time. We have reached the end of the transfer window, and we've only done a little bit more business. With Giovanni Herrazzo coming back from his extremely short-term loan at Sporting, we needed to get rid of a goalkeeper. We could only register 3 of them, so one of them had to be loaned out or sold. I didn't want to sell Baxter. I didn't want to sell Bazunu. I wanted to sell Mendy, and there were teams that were interested in him, including Sevilla, who put in a transfer offer that I accepted. But Mendy just refused to leave.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! Fuck off!
So he is still here as a extremely expensive backup, and Nathan Baxter's gone out on loan to Cardiff. To show the difference that a world-class goalkeeper makes, 3 games since Herrazzo's been here as a starting goalkeeper, 3 wins, only 1 goal conceded, and that was late against West Ham, 80th minute, Thomas Susek. But we won that one 5-1. Giovanni Herrazzo, 7.5. Mike Fromm getting his first goal. Bruno Thiago also getting his first goal after he missed that penalty. Frustrating. Then we took on Brighton away from home and beat them 3-0. And a familiar face gave us a little bit of a solid. Daniel Berganti got sent off in the 47th minute. It was already pretty much over. We were 2-0 up at that point. Coasted the rest of the way. Giovanni Herrazzo, another 7.5. Then we took on Southampton, who finished 4th last year. They have Champions League football this year. At home, we beat them 2-0. Giovanni Herrazzo, 7.5. 6.3 of Mendy, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Yeah, goalkeepers matter. Our Europa League group consists of Dundee, Galatasaray, and Standard Liège, so not too difficult. Pretty solid draw. The other groups include Rapid Vienna, Watford. I really want to face them in the knockouts. Famalicão, PAOK, Ajax, Napoli, Leicester, Brest. That's an interesting group. Like, Brest is probably going to get their butt kicked, but the rest of the 3 can finish in any order, really. Group C, Mönchengladbach, Karabag, AEK, and Sevilla. I mean, Karabag and AEK are going to get absolutely walloped, right? Like, Sevilla, they were a 4 seed. They were in the 4th pot, and Mönchengladbach unfortunately got the best pot 4 team, but Karabag was the worst 2nd pot team. So they got a little fortunate there. Then there's our group, and then Valencia, Roma, Legia, Haifa. Again, top 2 teams should comfortably get through that one. Dynamo, Porto, Moscow, and Maribor. So Porto should definitely be getting through. Be interesting to see who gets through between Dynamo and Moscow. I don't think Maribor stand a chance. Bruges, Rennes, Midtjylland, and Olympiacos. And then the final group is Leverkusen, Shakhtar, Slovan Bratislava, and Ludogorets. So Shakhtar and Leverkusen should also comfortably get through their group. But our first game of the group stage is taking on Dundee United in Scotland. It's either them or Standard for the easiest team in the group. It's hard to say, especially when you're in 2030. They're obviously good enough that they made the Europa League, but still, it's a Scottish team. We're Chelsea. Even away from home, this should be comfortable. So I'm doing a little bit of rotation, but still a strong squad. Backline of Reguilon, Callum Doyle, and Mancini start. Reece James at right back. Herrazzo, obviously in net. Camavinga, Mike Fromm gets a start. Mason Mount, Havertz, Zvonarek, and Sesko starts up top. Bruno Thiago, pretty good player. He's been pretty good for us, as has Yeremy Pino. But I felt like I could do a little bit of a rotation in this game. This should be a comfortable win, really, no matter the personnel I put out there. But guys like Badiashile are getting rests. Mariba's getting a rest. He's got a heavy match load, same as Gavi. Cerezo, I mean, I think we'll be fine with Doyle and Mancini. Mancini's actually been really good. So he has been a very good signing so far on that free, only 80K a week. So I'd like to kind of show out and get a few goals here. We struggled to score against Arsenal, but we have scored 10 goals in our last 3 games. Let's keep that form going. We've got our first highlight about 6 minutes in. It's going to be a goal kick from Dundee. But we should be winning this. Callum Doyle does win it. Heads it down to Mike Fromm. The former Sporting man, Sporting and Blackpool, I think we bought him from. Sesko finds Reece James on the through ball. He's in a good position. Goes back post. Fromm's going to bring this down. He's got to fix his man. Back post. Havertz. It's bouncing around. It falls back to Havertz. I think he's on. I wasn't sure at first. I thought it might have been offside in that scramble, but they're not even going to check it. That is a goal. 6 minutes in, we take the lead. The second highlight comes in about the 30th minute. It's the exact same start. It's a goal kick. This time they do bring it down though and win it. Sadler brings it down, finds Freeman. Looks for a ball at the back post. He's going to bring it down. He's going to have to put it across the goal though. But Camavinga is there to clear it. Now we're going to look to see if we can attack from here. Havertz on the ball. It's going to go back to Camavinga. Into Mount. To From. He's going to look for Zvonarek. He didn't play a whole lot last year. He's going to play more this year without Callum Hudson-Odoi. Sesko, don't even know what that was. Unfortunately, it goes right back to him. From back to Sesko. Mount. Zvonarek through on goal, has a chance to make it 2, and he does. He blasted into the top corner, and we're only 30 minutes in. We've only seen 2 highlights, but it's 2-0 Chelsea. We've got one last highlight of this half, it looks like. Havertz from this throw-in is going to go back post. Sesko's going to head it down across goal, but Mockery's going to head it away, but Sesko's going to pick it up once again. I mean, he's the guy I want in the box for these situations. Not out wide, but he's going to get in there. Callum Doyle's going to go back to Gianluca Mancini. Into Camavinga. Back to Callum Doyle. Out to Reguilon. Can we build something here and get our 3rd goal from our 3rd highlight? It's not like we've only had 3 shots, though. We've absolutely smashed them. 18 shots, 7 on target. They have 2 and 1. So it's not like we've just only had those 3 chances. Havertz threw on goal to make it 3. He puts it wide. And that's probably how the half's going to end. No, one more highlight from the ensuing goal kick. Can we win this one? Doyle does. Heads it out to Reguilon. Are we going to go on another attack? Just unending pressure by this Chelsea team. Benjamin Sesko's going to drop deep and pick this up. Playing as a complete forward. Something he did a lot for us at Sporting. Zvonarek for his second. And if he's onside, that is 3. And that is a brace for Lavros Zvonarek. I think he might be too. It's hard to say, but he is. He's onside. He's got his second and our 3rd. So we're not going to go to halftime with a 2-0 lead. We're going to go into halftime with a 3-0 lead. Looks like we might just start to coast home with this 3-0 lead. 72nd minute. We have our first highlight of the second half. I made 2 changes at halftime. I brought on Jimmy Wong for Reece James and Kendrick for Kai Havertz. With a 3-0 lead, the game's over, so I might as well get an opportunity to rest those guys. They've got full sharpness. I just had them out there because I wanted some starters out on the pitch. I didn't want to take them completely unseriously. But they're going to look to attack here. This will be the first time we've seen them attack if they don't throw it away, which they do. Camavinga heads it down, goes to Doyle, From up to Sesko. He's been really good. Like, he's only had a 7.2. He's not gotten a goal, but he has been at the heart of everything we're doing. Dropping deep, picking up that ball, and finding these runs from the midfield and out from the wings. 80th minute, looks like we might have a highlight, but I just made some changes to the tactic. I'm not sure if it's that or an actual highlight. We'll see. Camavinga is going to go back to Mancini. Into Mason Mount. Looking for Barry Kendrick on this right-hand side. He can play right wing. He can play striker. A little bit of versatility. There's the other substitute, Jimmy Wong. Going back post. Zvonarek for his hat trick. Right into the midst of the goalkeeper. And unless there's going to be something from here, which a little bit delayed, but they do have a highlight. It's Mockery bringing it down. Callum Doyle misses the header, but he's still got a lot to do. We're forcing him out wide. Mancini does well, and the ball in is easily claimed by Giovanni Herrazzo. I've brought on Beattie to play that deep-lying playmaker role. He actually can do it really well. That might even be his best role for us, is that defensive deep-lying playmaker. So as a 3rd, 4th option at that position, I think he's a really good option to have. Mancini's going to miss this header this time, but Camavinga's going to clear it up, and then a mistake. Camavinga overruns the ball. The goalkeeper, a little bit of hesitation because he thought Camavinga had it. He should have. And they're going to get a goal back. It's just going to be a consolation. But the clean sheet is gone. That's unfortunate. It looks like that's how the game's going to end. Ultimately, a 3-1 victory. They had a pretty high XG, 1.8, but I feel like a lot of that last shot was basically an open goal. That should have been nearly 1.8 in itself. But we were the much better team, obviously. 26 shots to 7. I'd like to see more of those shots on target, but our possession was good. Chances created were decent. They had 2 clear-cut chances. That last one had to be one of them. I don't know what the other one was. Apparently we saved it, or we missed it completely. I don't know, but we were good for the victory. We were very good today. Zvonarek getting a brace, nearly getting his hat trick. Not quite, though. Zvonarek gets man of the match for his 2 goals. And if you want to know why we rotated so much and even took out Havertz and James so early in the game, that's why. We have 2 days before we take on Liverpool away from home. One of the toughest matches of the league season. We need to have our best players available for it. So it's time to take on Liverpool now. They currently sit pretty close to the relegation zone after 4 games played, 16th place. They have had a pretty tough run-in. They actually beat Southampton 6-1, who finished 4th last year. They drew with Newcastle, who are currently 2nd in the table. They got thrashed by Man City 4-0, and then they lost the away Merseyside derby against Everton. Really, pretty tough run-in. Everton, maybe not the best, but a Merseyside derby away from home is always going to be difficult for Liverpool. And they've had to deal with a few injuries. They're not full strength. Callum Hudson-Odoi might start today, the former Chelsea player, because Godfrey Rota, who's one of their better players, should be out for this game. 6 to 12 days. I'd be surprised if he was fit enough to play. He is very, very good, so I'm happy that he's not going to be available. But they will have Kylian Mbappe, even though he is transfer listed by request. Interesting. I would be interested, but obviously they want, 292 million. Yeah, that's not happening. They also have a new goalkeeper. Alisson has retired, and they bought Erebos, which is another goalkeeper I was looking at that's amazing. Not as good as Horazzo, but he's very good. But he was also very expensive, $136 million. And it was all up front. It had to be, because that was his release clause. So they spent big on a replacement for Alisson. He's pretty good, but I think Horazzo's better. They've also got some other good threats. Haaland is currently injured, out for 3 days. Looks like he is fit, so I would expect him to play. They've also got Giovanni Reina in their squad. Fabinho's still there. Declan Rice, Kabak. Diaz, a decent regen winger / striker. Not amazing. I'd be okay with him on the wings. I don't know about up top. Nusa, who is very good. Antonio Nusa starts the game as a 16-year-old. He's developed. Pretty good player. Rob Dahl, actually don't know who this is. A 21-year-old English. Pretty good. Pretty good English regen. Gravenberch and Svedberg in the midfield. Svedberg, a player I almost signed, but he chose Liverpool instead. He's developed pretty well. He might have also been 16 at the start of the save. They got a regen left back, Lakutz, who's really good as well. They've got a couple of regen center backs. Nurzai, a player I'd looked at before from Leverkusen. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. At the time, I didn't feel like it was the right move. They bought him for 72 million. Pretty expensive. And then Cabral, another player I considered signing. He was pretty cheap for how good he is. He's really good. He's really good. 8 bravery, I don't really care. But he's pretty good. And 54 million, that's not a whole lot for a player of that caliber at 23 years old. I just couldn't really justify spending that kind of money on that kind of player when our center back position is actually pretty good. So he's went to Liverpool instead. And they've got Gronsveld at right back, another good regen, very good regen right back. They bought him from Feyenoord for $43 million. So it's a good team. It's a very good team. They will miss Godfrey Rota. And an injured Erling Haaland might not be 100%. That can make the difference. And this is going to be our lineup to take on Liverpool. It is what I think our best lineup is. Bruno Thiago up top. Pino and Havertz on the wings. Gavi, Mariba, Camavinga in the midfield. Ruggieri, Badiashile, Cerezo, James, and Horazzo in net. I have changed up the actual tactic itself. I've gone to our kind of more, this is actually what we use at Sporting in these kind of matches. Higher tempo, a little bit more direct, not looking for possession, just looking to create a bunch of chances, because that's what you need against good teams. And I've actually changed up the roles a little bit as well, just for this game. So Thiago, I've been playing him as a trequartista. He's done well there. But for this game, playing this way, I think he might be better as an advanced forward. Trying to go a little more direct, higher tempo, him dropping deep. He's not going to be used as much, and it's going to slow up the play a little bit more than I'd like. So I want him sitting on the last line of defense, trying to use that speed, that finishing, that dribbling, just cause problems for the defense. I've also moved Camavinga to a defensive midfielder on defend instead of a deep-lying playmaker. Again, not playing a possession style. I'd rather have somebody that's just holding and sweeping up the play and just laying off simple passes or maybe even direct passes, but I don't want to just aim specifically for Camavinga. I want to be pretty free-flowing with our passing range. I'm still going to have Gavi as an advanced playmaker, but I thought having 2 in this system might be a little much. And I think those are the only changes I made. I also put Horazzo on attack. I usually have my super crew on defend when I'm playing a possession style, so I can tell them to pass it shorter and take fewer risks. Even if they're good at distribution, they still just give the ball away far too much. But trying to go more attacking, I would want a little bit more of those long balls, so I'm going to have them on attack and be a little bit more extensive with his passing range, trying to unlock their defense. On the bench, we've got Mancini, we've got Wong, Reguilon, Kessie, Mount. Beatty's going to be on the bench because where is he from? Not fully fit. The heart's not great. So I'm going to go with Beatty on the bench. I don't think it's a huge drop off at all. He's not the ideal advanced playmaker, but I could change his role or something. But he's going to be an option, and he's more defensive than Mike Fromm, so that could be useful as well. Sterling and Zvonarek on the wings. After the game Zvonarek just had, if he needs to come off the bench and make an impact, I think he could do it. And then Sesko, if we need an aerial presence, he could definitely come in and make a difference. This is a strong squad. We've got plenty of different options. Let's do a little bit better than we did the last time we took on Liverpool. First Haaland is 3 minutes in. No Hudson-Odoi in their starting lineup, but Haaland is in there, as is Mbappe. So it's a good team. Haaland having that little bit of a knock, but he's Erling Haaland. This is a big game. You got to play him. And Liverpool, after winning the ball back, are going on an attack. They're looking for Haaland up top, but a good interception by Badiashile. If he didn't win that, Haaland is through on goal. And when Haaland is through on goal, there's only one result. We've got the ball now. Looking to go through on our own. Thiago had a chance. Keeper does well to get down to it. Could he have taken another dribble around the goalkeeper and spread out the angle and had a chance? Maybe, but can't discredit him too much there. And that's probably going to be the end of that highlight. And it is. But we're going to have another one immediately after. Another throw-in down this left-hand side. Yerry Pino's going to go back to Gavi. Gavi dribbling through the heart of this defense. Gets tackled by Declan Rice. And Haaland gets tackled, but it falls to Gio Reyna. The American superstar midfielder finds Mbappe. Mbappe, I mean, just like Haaland, if Mbappe is through on goal, it's in the back of the net. And that's exactly what happened. Just a awful giveaway by Gavi. Trying to do far too much. Especially when Declan Rice is there. You got to do something better there. You can't give the ball away that simply. Goes over to Mbappe. Defender doesn't do very well either. Cerezo. And top corner, 1-0 Liverpool. And of course, that was their first shot of the game. Because of course it was. They have had a few since though, and they haven't scored it. But now they're looking to build from the back. Going out to Lacouts, the region English, I believe, left back. Goes to the goal scorer Mbappe. Back to Lacouts. Can we intercept this and go on a little counter of our own? Not looking likely so far. They're playing around us pretty comfortably. They have only slightly more possession. So even though we're not trying for it, we're not getting outclassed completely. There's Haaland through on goal. And I fully expected that to nestle in the back of the net. And we're going to keep it in. Not going to go out for a corner, but still. Not a promising first half. We have not been very good. 7 shots, but only 1 on target. And our XG says that we should have been putting more of those on target. End up with 9 shots, 1 on target. Over 1 XG with only 1 shot on target. Our shooting has been awful today. Yes, they're a good team and they're a rival. But there's no excusing that first half performance. Sort it out. All in all, we haven't even been that bad. But we have to be smarter when we're on the ball. We cannot afford to give it away so easily. Especially against a team of that caliber with the pace they have up top. But more than anything, we need to improve our shooting. That was unacceptable. You cannot have that many quality chances and struggle to put them on target. First highlight of the second half doesn't come until 59 minutes in. It's going to start with a deep free kick for Reece James. He's going to find Camavinga, who goes back to Cerezo. Can we craft out an attack here? Yerry Pino is going to be through on goal. He's going to have an opportunity. Good save from the goalkeeper. At least he tested him. But I still feel like he could have done better there. He might have had a better chance trying to go across goal instead of going near post. We're going to see this corner, though, and he's going to go back post. Badiashile hits the woodwork. He gets put in by Cerezo. But I've got a feeling he's offside. I have a very bad feeling that he was offside. I would like this to count, obviously, but I don't think it's going to, but it is. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm never happier to be wrong. We should have scored. Yeah, he's obviously onside. I don't know what I was smoking. That might be the only highlight of the second half. There's 4 minutes left of added time. We've not seen a single other highlight. We've been the better team, though, especially in the second half. 11 shots to 5. Our XG is over 2 now. They're just below 1. But it looks like we're only going to get a point out of it, which is not a bad result away against Liverpool. But when you're on top in these kind of matches, you'd like to win them. But at least we got that 1 highlight and that 1 goal. But it's going to end 1-1. I would have liked to win, but a point is not a bad result. And the performance is encouraging. We played really well away from home against an extremely good Liverpool team with one of the best front threes in world football. If that one region wasn't injured, it would probably be the best front three in football. And it's one they've had for a while. They had Salah there. Now they have a world-class region. That is an extremely good team, no matter where they sit in the table. So a point away from home, decent result. Cerezo with that goal gets man of the match. Next episode, we've got some Europa League matches. I wish it was Champions League. Some Europa League matches coming up. I think I'm going to show the Standard and Everton for the next episode. We'll skip over this home match against Galatasaray, EFL Cup game against Brighton, Leicester, Wolves, Stoke in there. But Standard and Everton, I think that's going to be next episode. I'll see you then. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.